Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to continue our journey through the inspiring story of a brave Indian soldier, Major Somnath Sharma. Before moving ahead, let us recall what we learned in the previous class. Now let us check our understanding through some questions. Listen carefully and answer. Who protects our country from enemies? Soldiers protect our country from enemies. What qualities should a good soldier have? A good soldier should have courage, discipline, bravery and patriotism. Which operation was launched on 22 October 1947? Operation Gulmarg was launched on 22 October 1947. When did Jammu and Kashmir become a part of India? Jammu and Kashmir became a part of India on 26 October 1947. How many soldiers were there in Major Somnath's D Company? There were 9 soldiers in Major Somnath Sharma's D Company. What qualities of Major Somnath Sharma are shown in the previous part? His courage, leadership, patriotism and commitment are shown in the previous part. Excellent. Your answers show that you remember the previous part well. Today we will learn how Major Somnath Sharma and his 90 brave soldiers faced a much larger enemy force with courage, determination and patriotism. Let us begin the next part of this heroic story. Open your book and listen carefully. In response to this invasion, the government of India sent its troops to defend the people of Kashmir and India's borders on 27 October 1947. A contingent of troops posted to Jammu and Kashmir was airlifted into Srinagar because the land route through Pathankot was not in a good condition. On 31st October, the D Company of the 4th Battalion of Kumar Regiment under the command of Major Somnath Sharma was also flown into Srinagar. At that time, Major Somnath Sharma's left hand was in plaster, but he insisted on being with his company while in combat. He knew that this mission would be very challenging and told his senior officers, "I know my men better than anyone else, and if they are going into action, they are not going in without me." These words highlighted his commitment to his men and his country. Before their arrival in Srinagar, there had been unfounded rumors of tribal movement towards the village of Badgam, less than 5 kilometers away from the Srinagar airport. The village was on a higher altitude than the airfield, and access was through the village. Hence, it was important for Indian force to retain control of the area in order to protect troops and facilitate supplies arriving by air. In reality, the enemy had started arriving in Badgam in small groups to avoid detection. On 3rd November 1947, several companies, including Major Somnath Sharma's D Company, were sent to patrol and assess emerging threats in and around the village. Throughout the day, the valley was eerily silent. Around afternoon, the companies were ordered to return one by one. D Company with 90 soldiers was the last, and they were expected to return by 2 p.m. When the enemy tribal guerrilla invaders under the command of the Pakistani army saw that only a small group of Indian soldiers were left behind in Badgam, they attacked them. Their initial attack was met with stiff resistance by Major Somnath and his men. However, Major Somnath correctly visualized that the first attack was just a distraction. Shortly thereafter, a major attack came from another side. By then, Major Somnath Sharma and his 90 soldiers were facing about 500 invaders. The Pakistani invaders sought to capture the Srinagar airfield and its surrounding areas. It was clear to Major Somnath Sharma that defending Srinagar town, the airfield and the wider valley was indeed difficult until reinforcements arrived. After assessing the situation, he requested airstrikes. He bravely laid out ground panels to guide the aircraft towards their target. The aerial attacks were successful in hitting the tribal invaders, but they still outnumbered D Company by almost 7 to 1. The attack on the positions occupied by Major Somnath's men continued. Vastly outnumbered and facing devastating fire, Major Somnath Sharma and his men stood resolved. The air was thick with the sound of gunfire and the cries of battle. But Major Somnath Sharma's voice cut through the echoes, urging his men to fight with intensity and valor. Despite heavy casualties and his own injuries, Major Somnath Sharma displayed unparalleled bravery. He moved fearlessly through the battlefield, directing fire, filling magazines for his gunners, and encouraging his men to hold their ground. Dear students, before we continue the lesson, let us learn some important new words from this page. Combat means a fight or battle between two groups. Sentence is the soldiers showed great courage during combat. Unfounded, not based on facts or truth. Sentence is the rumors about the school holiday were unfounded. Eerily means in a strange, frightening or mysterious way. Sentence is the empty classroom looked eerily quiet after school. Outnumbered means being fewer in number than the opponent. Sentence is the small team was outnumbered by the larger team. Result means determined and firm in purpose. Sentence is a result student works hard to achieve goals. Tensity means the quality of continuing to try despite difficulties. Sentence is her tensity helped her win the competition. Unparalleled means having no equal, unmatched. Sentence is her kindness was unparalleled among her friends. Magazine means containers that hold bullets in a gun. Sentence is the soldier filled the magazine before the battle. Now identify the parts of speech. Unparalleled, bravery, major, requested, airport. Dear students, let us understand this part of the lesson in a simple way. After Jammu and Kashmir joined India in 1947, the Indian Army was sent to protect the region from enemy attacks. Major Somnath Sharma, a brave officer of the Kuman regiment, was one of the soldiers who went to defend the country. Major Somnath Sharma had an injured arm, but he did not step back from his duty. He requested permission to go with his soldiers because he wanted to lead them in the battle. His company, called D Company, reached Badgam village near Srinagar. Their duty was to protect the important Srinagar airport and stop the enemy from moving forward. On 3rd November 1947, Major Somnath Sharma and his 90 soldiers faced a much larger enemy group. Although they were fewer in number, they showed great courage, confidence and determination. Major Somnath Sharma understood that the first attack by the enemy was only a trick to distract his soldiers. Soon a much bigger attack came from another side. Major Somnath Sharma and his 90 soldiers had to face nearly 500 enemy soldiers. The enemy wanted to capture the Srinagar airport and the surrounding areas. Major Somnath Sharma knew that stopping such a large enemy force was difficult until more Indian soldiers arrived. Still, he decided to continue the fight with courage. After studying the situation, he requested help from aircraft attacks. He guided the aircraft by placing ground signals so that they could identify the correct target. The air attacks damaged the enemy positions, but the enemy soldiers continued their attack. Even though Major Somnath Sharma and his soldiers were fewer in number, they remained determined. He encouraged his men to fight with courage and confidence. Despite facing heavy attacks and being injured, Major Somnath Sharma showed unmatched bravery. He moved around the battlefield, guided his soldiers, helped them and motivated them to protect their position. Major Somnath Sharma encouraged his soldiers and continued fighting bravely. His leadership and sacrifice became an example of true patriotism and courage. This part of this lesson teaches us that a true leader always stands with his team and performs his duty with dedication. Now it is time for group activities. Identify nouns, verbs and adjectives from the lesson. Now answer the following questions. What did Major Somnath Sharma realize about the first attack? He realized that the first attack was only a distraction. How many enemy soldiers were Major Somnath Sharma and his men facing? They were facing about 500 enemy soldiers. How many soldiers were in Major Somnath Sharma's company? There were 90 soldiers in his company. What did the Pakistani invaders want to capture? They wanted to capture the Srinagar airfield and surrounding areas. Why did Major Somnath Sharma request airstrikes? He requested airstrikes to attack the enemy positions. How did Major Somnath Sharma guide the aircraft? He guided the aircraft by laying out ground paddles to show the target area. What quality did Major Somnath Sharma show during the battle? He showed great courage, leadership and determination. What does the word outnumbered mean? It means being fewer in number than the opponent. How did Major Somnath Sharma encourage his soldiers? He encouraged them to fight with courage and determination. What did Major Somnath Sharma do despite his injuries? He continued leading his soldiers and helped them during the battle. What values do we learn from Major Somnath Sharma? We learn courage, patriotism, responsibility and selfless serving. Why is Major Somnath Sharma remembered as a hero? He is remembered as a hero because of his unmatched bravery and sacrifice for the nation. Now it is time for classwork. Fill in the blanks with suitable words. Brave, requested, faced, protected, encouraged. Now write your homeworks. Join the sentence using because or although. It is time for project work. Prepare a project on the Battle of Badgam. Year of the battle, place of the battle, role of Major Somnath Sharma, importance of the battle. For Prasar Karya, find information about another brave Indian soldier and write 5 to 6 sentences about him or her. Thank you.